What's up everyone? I have a 5 of a kind in hard mode for you today. It's been a little while since I last played in hard mode. I last believe I got the 5 of a kind squirrel there, but squirrel got nerfed, so I don't think if it's even possible to get that anymore. But yeah, we're going to be doing another mystery 5 of a kind, so you can leave your guess in the comments. I'll leave you a little tip. It's either tier 5 or tier 6, as you might have guessed. Most units that are at late game are going to be super good for 5 of a kinds because they have OP abilities and they're going to keep us strong until we get to 10 wins. For now though, we just have to get to the end game though, which is quite the task when you're playing in hard mode, because in case you're not familiar in hard mode, this is the shtick you'll see in a second. Every odd number turn you have to pick a toy that is detrimental to the team, and there I take a yo-yo. Yo-yo, what it does is basically if you end up winning the fight, it faints all of your pets, so it basically transforms any kind of win into a draw. And this is another reason I wanted to go for a tier 5 or 6 5 of a kind, because I knew from the very beginning that a hard mode game is going to go into the 20s most likely as far as turns are concerned. So we want to have a pet with a strong ability or that can scale very quickly, so we can manage to defeat the opponents that we're going to be facing. Here I level up into a flying squirrel, which I think I will take. It's very nice to have the garlic press active constantly because we need to squeeze out any kind of advantage that we can. Right here I believe we're going to face a team that did not position properly, and thanks to that we get to draw, thanks to the yo-yo once again. So yeah, 2 turns have passed, and as is the hard mode rules, we need to take another toy. The yo-yo is going to disappear and we have to choose between these two, and I take the lunchbox. The lunchbox spawns 2 4-2 ants for the opponent after all of their pets faint, so basically they have a second line of defense. And it's honestly super annoying for the ants to have so much attack because they're most likely going to win out against you. The garlic press is hopefully going to help, but it's not guaranteed. Let's take a look if we win here or not, I don't really remember. It's looking kinda nice, but I think, yeah, sadly the ants spawn after the Hoopo burst ability, so we get to lose because of the toy there. And you can see how brutal actually hard mode is. Under normal circumstances that would have been a draw and we would have been fine. And you can probably guess by the setup I'm going for. I'm trying to greet, I'm getting Al for the gold generation as well as the stat gain. I'm putting a rice on the chipmunk for the extra gold cell. I think we will be okay here, it's difficult to say, but actually not at all as we lose. And yeah, I had this problem a lot when I was going for the 5 of a kind. You oftentimes don't even get to turn 11 because you would have lost by then. Here we also have a pretty uncomfortable take. We take the bowling ball, which I think its ability is that when a pet faints, it deals 3 damage to the pet behind it. So basically like a volleyball effect, all of the keks falling down one after the other. We level up here the L for the extra stats that the mouse is going to give us, and sadly we didn't get any good level up from that, but I don't think there was anything other than the stonefish that I would have been happy with, so it was more likely than not that I would have been disappointed there. We hop into battle, we put a pie onto the L, hoping that it gets us a draw somehow, and it's actually exactly a draw because of the bowling ball dealing so much damage to the backline. I think under normal circumstances that would have been a win, and I really like doing that for myself, like just take a comparison every round if you would have won or lost without the hard mode toy, and you can start to understand how difficult hard mode really is. We have prepared double level up for next turn, and we actually bought 2 cans as well, so if we transition into Lionfish it's going to have 10 attacks, so its ability is going to be that bit stronger. Here we're going to lose. I think we were losing even without the volleyball, or not the volleyball, the bowling ball, so it didn't really make a difference there. Let's take a look at what toys we get offered this time. And it's going to be the yo-yo once again. Yo-yo is basically the perfect toy that you want to get every single time, because it doesn't really negatively affect you, it just makes the game go on for longer, as we get a triple level up on this turn. And at this point you can probably see the 5 of a kind that I'm going for. There is a pretty strong combo among these pets. You may be thinking like T-Rex plus octopus and go for 5 of a kind octopus. Maybe that could have been a line as well, but the line that I wanted to take is, as you can see here, sauropod plus the elephant seal. I've mentioned multiple times, I believe, that I really think the community is underestimating the sauropod, so I've been running a lot of it recently. As we sell the chipmunk and get the triple rice, we're going to make the transition. It's very weird seeing me take a sauropod over a T-Rex, but yeah, this is going to be the transition that we make. I was considering for a second what I wanted to buff with the apple, and I settle on the sauropod. We even get to sell the hoopoe bird right there because we want to have space for the mouse to spawn. We're most likely not winning this round, but miracles do happen, so we do have a chance of winning. Octopus is a pretty strong unit as well, so you should never underestimate it. Let's take a look at how we do right here. I could have maybe put the elephant seal at the front because it's going to receive a garlic and buff the entire team, but I don't think it's worth it. And thankfully we do get a draw right there. That was a very clutch draw. Because we are in a transition period, we are very vulnerable right now, so we were super happy with the draw. And by the fact that I'm leveling up the, or starting up rather, the sauropod, you can probably guess what 5 of a kind I'm going to be going for as we level into another one. And yeah, it's going to be the sauropod, so congrats if you guessed that. But you can really see the power of the sauropod right here. Giving a lot of gold so you can buy more perk foods with the elephant seal and start up crazy high very quickly. Do we win here is the question. I guess we can't possibly win because we have the yo-yo as a toy, but I'm curious to see if we would have won there, and apparently we would have had it not been for the toy, but as I said before, we don't really mind to draw, we're just going to prolong the game a little bit. Let's take a look at what toy we get offered this time, and it's a pen and a stuffed bear. Pen makes it so that all of your units get inked up, which is something that I really didn't want to happen. So instead I take the bear, which spawns a grizzly that is 25-25 after all of the opponent's units have fainted. And you can see I'm fully transitioning into the 5 of a kind sauropod here as we find the third one. I don't think it was necessary for us to sell the owl there, but I'm just so entranced by the idea that I only want to keep the owl because of the mouse. It actually has a stat line as well. Whatever the case though, I don't think it would have made a difference on this round. As we get weakened, as we get battered and bruised, and eventually we lose to the bear, so that would have been a win without the toy, but unfortunately we went and lost. I think we're going to be fine though, especially if we find the 4th sauropod on this turn. I was thinking there for a second if I want to start scaling up the 3 of them or I should roll for the 4th one first. I decided to go the safe route, we're scaling up the sauropods that we already have, and thankfully we do find the 4th one as well. So if we manage to win or draw on this turn, I think we're in an excellent shape. So let's take a look at the team that we're going to be facing. And you can see it's actually a super weak team. And that is given because we are on 12, turn 12 with only a single win. Now we get the second one. And yeah, we are going to be getting more and more wins. We once again get a pretty painful choice. I take the dodgeball right here. Dodgeball makes it so that the two lowest HP units get dealt 30 damage at the start of the fight, which is not nice, but the alternative was a coconut toy, giving coconut to 3 of the frontline pets of the opponent, so I really didn't want to do that. We put melon on the entire squad, so we are kind of safe. It doesn't really matter what the perk we're going to put on the elephant seal, because the dodgeball is going to feint it at the start of the fight. You can see its effect pretty shortly. Dodgeball there snipes the elephant seal and the weakest sauropod, but the sauropod actually survives because it has the melon. So I guess we could do the same treatment for the elephant seal, so it would survive. It's not really something I'm looking to do though. It's more important for the team that I scale up as quickly as I can, and not so much that I put a melon onto the elephant seal so that it survives with 3 HP. You can see here though, I get offered the choice and I do take it, so I am min-maxing, and I believe it's necessary for you to do that in hard mode. This is going to make it so that the elephant seal is going to take both of the snipes, I believe. Yep, because it survived the first one, it gets to take the second one as well. And we end up winning there, because we faced a pretty weak team, even though they had the peanut. And yeah, we're in a great spot, and we get offered a pretty easy toy to work with. It's a dice cup, which makes it so that your positioning gets shuffled at the start of battle every single turn. You can leave your comments about that positioning down below, because it most likely is going to make it so that my positioning is bad. But thankfully, when you have a full team of 50-50s, your positioning really doesn't matter in my opinion, so we'll be fine even if the elephant seal gets put to the front. Let's take a look at the fight that we're going to go through. And I believe we're honestly very likely to win. A full team of 50-50 units almost, and we are facing something very weak. And once again, that is a given because we are on turn 15 with only 4 wins, so that's the one benefit of the yo-yo. It makes it so that because you drew so much in the mid game, we actually face weaker opponents in the end game for a certain period of time. And now we can get rid of the elephant seal because it's already buffed the entire team to 50-50. The last thing that we have to buff is the sauropod in 5th position, but unfortunately the only way I can think of doing that is by just buying stuff from the shop and starting it up that way. So we are going to be stacking sauropods onto it, we're going to be buying lasagnas onto it, and if need be we're even going to be buying apples onto it. We are just that desperate to get it scaled up. And you can think about it this way, it started off as a 6-14 I believe, as the dice cup actually messes us up there, puts the weakest unit at the front. The sauropod at the back started as a 6-14, so we can make a comparison at what kind of stat line it adds up at the end of the run. For now we take a piggy bank, which makes it so that whenever I purchase something from the shop we get to lose 1 gold, but it doesn't really matter because the sauropods generate so much. We take the chocolate right here and the sauropod, so now we have a level 3 at the back. We don't really need to buy any more sauropods, unfortunately we can't even buy chocolates onto the backline either because you can put chocolates on a level 3 unit. So all that we have to use now is lasagnas, salads and apples, I believe. We can maybe even put a croissant, but I'm not that brave. And I don't think a single point of attack is worth it every turn. So yeah, we're scaling up slowly but surely. We're at 1929 already. And we're actually so desperate that we're even freezing apples in the shop on turn 16, I believe we are. Crazy to think about, but I believe it's the best play that we have. Actually not turn 16, turn 17 even. We get to win here, I believe, but it's pretty close. Thankfully, because we ended up scaling the backline sauropod, it didn't die to the chili right there. So yep, we can continue scaling. Piggyback doesn't really matter. As you can see, we're still at 19 gold with one more purchase left to go. After we buy the apple, we'll be at 22, which is so wild to think about how much gold we generate every single turn. And we are using all of it just to buy apples. Our opponents are scaling with T-Rexes and elephant seals, and meanwhile we're just buying lasagnas and apples from the shop every turn. Unfortunately, we're not getting anything nice right here, but the sauropod is getting up to a respectable stat line, 24-34 with a stake. That can almost trade with a 50-50 with no equipment, so I think we have a decent shot of winning. And yep, we don't even get to see the backline fight, thankfully. Let's pick another toy now. I believe it's time for another one, yep. We have Pogo Stick, which multiplies the stat line of the weakest unit by 4 times, so instead we take the piggyback once again because it is scary giving so many stats to the opponent. Instead we just lose 1 gold, but that's like a drop in the ocean, so we don't really care. We keep rolling for more salads, more apples, and it's a very slow and tedious process, but it's better to min-max it because we're at a very good spot and we're very likely to win. We just need 2 more. So let's hop into another battle. The backline is at 30-41 right now. Loading screen is pretty long for some reason, and they're running a sauropod of their own with an elephant seal, but I guess we are just superior scalers, even though they have a T-Rex as well. And yeah, this is going to be the final turn. It's going to take a little bit because we need to go through all of the gold. And let's take a tally. The sauropod, I believe, is going to get up to 50 HP by the end of the turn, especially when we're so lucky rolling apples like that. Yep, 3850, and with the lasagna it's going to go up to 4050, and it started out as a 614, please don't forget. So yep, this is going to be the run. I really hope you enjoyed it. I put a lot of effort into this one, and we have a special video coming up tomorrow, so stay tuned. But until then, I hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.